everyone, it's Melanie here from Bright House Scents, and I'm joining in on the Why Wax tag that's been going around. So Christine from Christine Scent Scene tagged me, and I'm going to share my Why Wax journey with you. So I'm in a different location today. As you can see, this is a microphone behind me. I'm in my sound booth. I do have a sound booth in my house. I have a studio, and I record down here. So my whole journey is kind of going to bring us back to this. So I'm going to start off by sharing sort of why fragrance for me, not necessarily just why wax. So I would say fragrance has been something that has comforted me since I was like, as far back as I can remember, since I was a kid. I've always loved it. And what I would do as a kid is I would smell my Cabbage Patch doll. You know the face of the Cabbage Patch, how good that smelled? I would smell that and I would think about happy things as a child. And what I was doing was kind of like manifesting my future. So I always wanted to be like a cartoon voice. That's what I wanted to do. So I would smell my Cabbage Patch and close my eyes and breathe it in, and I would think about being a cartoon voice and like what that would look like and play that out in my mind. And I continued to do this throughout my life. I would smell a good scent that brought me joy and brought me happiness. And as I would smell it, I would think about the things that I wanted to achieve. And I started manifesting my dreams and my destiny using fragrance. And so, I would go into meditative states as I started to get older. In my early 20s, I would specifically put on a fragrance that uplifted me, and I would go into meditative states, and I would envision and picture all the things I wanted to accomplish and exactly how I wanted to accomplish them. And I started to think about more specific things, not just like the big picture, but like what are the very specific things that I want to achieve and I want to accomplish. And I started to use fragrance for that. And at that time, it wasn't wax. I didn't even know wax existed. I did not know scented wax existed. So I would use like scented oils, or I would use incense, or I would use candles, or diffusers, those diffuser sticks. I would use all that type of stuff. And I would use it meditatively. I would use it throughout my home a little bit as well, but mostly it would be in this state of manifestation. And this is what I want. This brings me joy. And while I'm in that moment of joy, smelling this fragrance, let me think about all the things I want to achieve and envision those things happening for myself. And so I would do that, from years. As I can remember doing this at 4 years old with my Cabbage Patch. So then I was invited to a Scentsy party. And we're always invited to these parties, right? Whether it's like a Tupperware or a candle or like who even knows? All the parties for all the things, pots and pans or whatever it is. So a friend of mine invited me, and I was like, I'm here to support you. Cool. What is Scentsy? She's like, oh yeah, like it's home fragrance. And I was like, great. I love home fragrance. Cool. So I went to the party, and we went into the house, and the scent Welcome Home was going. And if you know Welcome Home, it's like cinnamon. And I wasn't used to intense home fragrance. I wasn't using home fragrance consistently. I definitely was not using Red Hot Cinnamon. So we walked through the door. My friend and I, we went to this party. We walked through the door, and I was like, whoa! And I looked at her and I was like, ooh, I don't know about this. Like, I don't think this is not for me. So anyway, we sit down, and the girl, the consultant at the time, she has all the testers out. So I start to go through and smell the testers. And at first I was like, no, I do not like this. These cinnamon scents are too much. But then we got into like some fruity ones and some other ones, So I ended up finding some that I liked, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I love Scentsy. This is amazing. I can't wait to have this going in my house. And not just for like meditative manifestation purposes, just like for the joy of scent. So I purchased a 6-pack of bars and a warmer. And the warmer that I purchased, I broke, sadly, because it was just so beautiful. It was white and had a tree on it. It was almost like the silhouette of a tree. I can't remember what it was called, but it was beautiful. And I purchased 6 bars. So the first 6 Scentsy bars that I ever purchased was White Sands, Silver Bells, Satin Sheets, Apricot Vanilla, Simply Vanilla, and Simply Lime was one of the ones at that time. Simply Lime. Okay, so those are my 6 bars, the very first bars that I ever purchased. So, I get my order. I wait a couple weeks. I get my order. I put it in the warmers. I'm like, OMG right now. I love this so much. I'm going to sell this product. This is it. I love this. So I literally, like, the next day, I went onto the Scentsy website and I researched it to the fullest. I went down the rabbit hole because I was like, I need to know, because I can't stand behind a product if I don't know, And I loved how it was performing in my home. It was amazing. It was like this way of having scent all the time, and it was safe, and it wasn't like a candle burning or anything like that. And it smelled amazing, and it was so easy to do. Clickety click click on the warmers. I loved it. So anyway, I started selling Scentsy literally the next day. I did the deep dive. I realized, yep, I'm doing it, and I signed up as a consultant. And this has been about 10 years. I think I've been a Scentsy consultant for 10 years now. And home fragrance has been everything for me. I use it as a way to lift my mood, or I use it as a way to just like brighten a space or freshen a space or whatever it was. And so for years, like the past 10 years, I didn't know there was other wax other than Scentsy. Like I knew there was like Walmart wax because I've seen that there, but I never purchased it, but I had seen like that kind of wax. But I didn't know vendor wax existed. I was like, obviously it's like Walmart or Scentsy. Like what other wax is there? And then a couple of years ago, I decided to just make a YouTube channel of Scentsy, right? And I didn't know other people had YouTube channels. And my husband was like, you're going to put a YouTube channel on for Scentsy? I'm like, I don't know. I just like talking about it, and no one wants to talk about it with me. So I'm just going to talk to a camera and just pop it up on YouTube. Maybe someone will watch the video. And really nobody did. I think like my first many videos, like no views. And I didn't know there was a community of other people making videos. So I would just post my videos. I never watched any Scentsy videos. I never watched any wax videos because I just thought I was the only person doing this. That's ridiculous. Now that I look back, I'm like, that's the most ridiculous thing. But I really thought that. So then I was posting one of my videos, and sure enough, the recommendations comes up, and it is Miss Lisa Roberry. Like, I've heard so many people say this, and her thing came up, and I was like, 16,000 subscribers? I was like, what is happening? I don't have 1 subscriber. Like, what do you mean? There's other people on here that like wax. So I watched her video and I was like, this is great. Okay. And then I just went down the rabbit hole and I started to look up Scentsy, and I was like, all the Scentsy videos, they're everywhere. This is so good. But I never saw like a vendor wax video come up. It just was like Scentsy, Scentsy, Scentsy. So then I started to like watch, Scentsy videos, and started commenting on people's videos and connecting with people. And it's like, I have like YouTube friends now that I love to watch, and I love to have chat back and forth in the comments, and it's like a whole community that exists that for some reason I thought I don't know. Why did I think I was the only one? That's ridiculous. So, then as I started to dive into the Scentsy videos, your recommendations start to come up for other wax videos. And I was like, oh, someone has like a different, like Rose Girls. What are we talking about? Oh, Teddy B. What? And then I would watch different people that would post Scentsy videos that would also post vendor wax videos. And I was like, what are we talking about? RTS? Like, what are you saying? What do these letters mean? What do the letters RTS mean? I don't know the answers. So this was just like back in the fall. And I started to watch these videos and I was like, oh, there's a whole world of wax that I don't know about. And for me, I love bakery scents. That's my favorite to just have going in my house on any given day. And Scentsy does have bakery scents, but like not a ton. So I started to sort of like keep an eye out for like coffee scents, for example, which Scentsy didn't really have any, and different bakery scents. And I decided to place my first order for some coffee scents, some vendor wax. And I loved it. I was like, this is amazing. So then I just started to deep dive into all that too. So, ordering from different vendors and like trying to figure out who do I want to go to next and watching all the videos. And it's just been like so much fun. It's been so joyous, and it's been amazing. And now I use home fragrance just because I love it, but I still on a regular basis actually use it for my manifesting. So that's why we're coming back to this. So I use it for manifesting, I have certain scents that I use and I put them on, and I specifically sit in a meditative state, sometimes in a state of prayer, a lot of times in a state of just envisioning what it is that I want to achieve. And so, like I mentioned before, I've been doing this for many years. And my main thing that I would always think about and want to achieve and manifest is I want to be a cartoon voice. I want to be a voice actor. And for many years, I would sit and I would dream about it and meditate on it, but I just didn't know what steps to take and how to do that with my life. And I had a full-time job and like all the things, right? And then one day my son was born. Actually, it was the day my son was born, and I remember holding him and being like, wow, you could do anything you want in this world. This life is just open to whatever you want it to be. And I thought, I need to take that advice and I need to do what I want. And so I started to take the steps to not only just think about what I wanted, but actually do it. And so I ended up becoming a voice actor and manifesting all the things that I had been dreaming about and thinking about, and using these good vibes from fragrance to bring me into these points where I could envision what I wanted. And I started to think about very specifics. Who do I want my agent to be? I don't want just any agent. I want the best agent. What do I want? What kind of voice actor do I want? Do I want cartoons? Do I want commercials? Do I want narrations? And it was like, I want cartoons, and these are the types of cartoons that I want, and this is what I want. And I need a voice coach, and I need somebody that can teach me and train me. And I don't have, at that time I was on mat leave, I'm like, I don't have a lot of money. I need to figure out, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? And as I would sit and manifest these very specific things, I would want something very specific. I would sit and manifest that and use fragrance like to just uplift my spirit and do that. And I started to achieve these things that I wanted, and I got the agent that I wanted, and I found this amazing voice coach, and we traded services so that I worked for him, and therefore he taught me for free rather than me having to pay for it because I didn't have a lot of money when I was on mat leave. And it was all of these things that I started to manifest and manifest and manifest. And now, I mean, for the last several years now at this stage, I am a voice actor. I record all sorts of cartoons. I am the voice on many cartoons. I've been on amazing cartoons like Barbie, like Thomas and Friends, like Polly Pocket, like just these incredible cartoons, these iconic things. I have this amazing show. My very first show that I ever landed was called Cutie Pugs, and it was live action. It's a little girl, and she has these 4 pug puppies, and the pugs talk, and I was the voice of one of these pugs. And it was the very first thing that I ever landed, that I ever manifested. And I remember just before landing that, just like really sitting down in a meditative state with certain fragrances going and just being like, this is what I want. And it was very, very specific. I got this incredible show with this amazing company, this production company that's so great to work with. I just finished recording another show with them as well. They're awesome. And I've had this opportunity to work with these incredible directors and casting directors and all these other actors that I've had the chance to work with. And, my voice is out there in the way that I want it to be out there, and continuing to be out there. I'm full-time in this industry, and it took me a long time to become full-time in this industry. I started off just doing this on the side, and again, I set a manifestation goal. I was like, in 5 years, when I had first started, I said, in 5 years, I want to be doing this full-time. I want to be in this industry full-time. And I sat down and I had a session and I had my fragrances going, and I was like, vibrating at the top level, because I was in the good right place. And I set the intention, and I set the manifestation, and then I just let it go and just allowed things to happen as they would. Let God kind of just take you where you're gonna go, or whatever it is, that you believe in to take you where you're gonna go, the universe or whatever that might be. I did that, and now I'm doing this full time. I'm a full-time voice actor. I'm full-time in the voice industry, and it's incredible. And it all started with a scent, and my Cabbage Patch face when I was 4 years old was the thing that was like, I smelled that and I felt happy and I thought about exactly what I wanted for my life. And I continued to do that. And fragrance was the key factor in sitting down and manifesting my dreams. And now here I am. So, not just why wax, but why fragrance and what it has done for me and how it has helped me to, bring my dreams to fruition. Okay, so now I'm gonna tag more people. So I looked at Martha's been posting the who's been tagged, but like I don't know when she updated that last. And like I don't know who's been tagged or who hasn't, but I was looking at that and I don't know if I saw Liz Quinn's name on there from Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. I'm sure she's probably already been tagged. Liz, I'm sure you've probably already been tagged, but just in case you haven't, I'm gonna tag Liz Quinn. And then I'm gonna tag Eileen, the Wax Queen. I didn't see her on the post either, but I don't know if it's updated or if it's not. I'm sure somebody's already tagged Eileen, but anyways, those are the two people that I was looking through and I'm like, I don't think I see their names. So I tag Liz from Elizabeth Scenes and Scents and Eileen from Eileen the Wax Queen to share your why wax story. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. This has been amazing. I've been watching your videos too, and I've only watched a few so far, but it's like on my to-do list of just like sit down and watch everyone's videos. And there's so many channels that I don't know. I've never seen, or it's never come up in my recommendations or anything like that. So I just don't know about it. So, I'm loving it. Thank you, Michelle, for starting this whole thing off. I think this is such a great idea, and I'm looking forward to watching everybody's videos. So, thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.